Hey tribe, so we've come to the end of another 12 months and we've kickstarted an entire new year. And what a 12 months it's been. The last year I think has been quite intense for a lot of us and a lot of you. And over the last couple of months, I've really reflected on the journey I am on and what it's meant to me and what I've been kind of like working through and that kind of stuff. In some of the previous videos, I've actually spoken about the dark night of the soul a few times, and I don't know how many of you have really been confronted with a lot of your childhood traumas and your adult stuff, the things I refer to as your demons, and how many of that is actually how many of you've been triggered over the last year. I can definitely say that I have experienced some really intense moments, and there's been quite a few things that have happened over the last couple of months that has really forced me, when I thought I was kind of coming out of those dark times, to kind of be triggered again and then kind of slump back into it and trying to navigate that uh, a bit more, I don't know, maturely, or a bit more, I don't know, with ease, I guess. But it wasn't that easy. And yeah, it's been an interesting time. What I did also do during this process of reflection, I actually went and mapped the various steps or elements or the parts that made up the journey thus far, and I've actually gone as far as mapping it out. And I will be going through these over the next couple of days and weeks, when I start unpacking them in a bit more detail to kind of share with you what I've discovered the process is to ultimately get to a point where you feel a bit more in control and you're ultimately standing a bit more in your power. But it's been quite an intense process, because I think, and I'll get to that in the steps at some point, but I think that for us to start anything new, there has to be an ending. And if we want to rise from the ashes and we want to kind of, stand in our truth and stand in our power, a huge part of our identity, what we thought we are, what we thought we were, on some level has to die. The ego has to realize that, old ways of doing things, old ways of thinking is not going to get us into new results. So it kind of like takes us into it took me into quite a bit of an intense moment. But yeah, so that I'll share this a bit more in detail as we go. Then I want to share with you, I think, and there's nothing scripted, so just bear with me as I kind of share with you, but some of the kind of the lessons and some of the learnings from last year. The first is that in this time and what we are going through, and as we as the collective are being exposed to the fourth dimension, we are all being triggered. All of us are going to experience situations, moments in time, and people that are going to highlight our past traumas. And a lot of the bullying that I've experienced and the abuse in my life was particularly reflected to me last year. In addition to that, the big theme of not being good enough, underpinned by the question, what is wrong with me, has been excessive. It's been huge. So I really kind of like had to work through that. But what's interesting though is, only towards the end of last year did I realize that a lot of these things were only there to trigger me, and only towards the end of the year was I in a position where I could look at them a bit more objectively, instead of being affected by them. So it doesn't mean I'm not affected by certain circumstances, but I'm now feeling a little bit more equipped to be objective enough to look at them and go like, whoa, why did this trigger me? Why do I feel the way that I am? Why is this creating this kind of uneasiness within me? And I can almost, I'm a bit more objective about what that means. So if there's some advice, is when we are in these situations to try and be a little bit more objective and try rather understand why you are feeling the way that you do, rather than trying to understand why it happened. Because, is it you, is it somebody else, whatever else? No, just why are you feeling this way? And I've really gotten some really great answers in that. One of the other things I realized is that there's a lot happening in the world at the moment. And it really is a question of perspective. A lot of us, well, a lot of people out there are looking at the world in absolute doom and gloom, like it's all going to come to an end soon. And in a way it is, but only the world that as we know it, not the world in its entirety, not the planet, not like anything like that, but in the world that as we know it, there's coming to an end, and there's going to be a great awakening and an incredible kind of startup of this new earth and this new world and this new way of doing things, which is really exciting. And here I'm not talking about New World Order and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, that's a different conversation. So all I can say is open your eyes, open your ears, open your mind, open your heart. There is so much information going around, and it's really important for you to start looking at the world from multiple perspectives. Really get into other platforms rather than mainstream media and mainstream news. Get into Twitter, get into Telegram, really kind of familiarize yourself with what is really happening in the world. And if you do want to kind of understand some of these, follow my Twitter page. I don't comment on anything, but I do share a lot of interesting posts. And if you are interested in getting your mind blown and really kind of understanding a different perspective in the world, then DM me or send a message, whatever else, and I'll share with you some incredible Telegram pages for you to consider. What's important for you though is to not get caught up in the two opposite sides of the world and the matrix. There's the doom and gloom and the chaos and everything else, and then there's also an opposite side to that as well, which kind of like tries and superimpose or kind of overpower this side as well. It's about finding a balance and finding a neutral space and looking at what's playing out. The world at the moment is a movie. It is a play. Everybody's got characters and it's playing out, and it's kind of like in front of your eyes, and the idea is to be neutral and objective about what's happening in the world and seeing it for what it is, and applying discernment with your own gut, your own heart, your own kind of mind, and what resonates with you, flow with that. If it doesn't, that's fine, but also be careful not to get caught up in a cognitive dissonance when your what the reality is that you believe and the reality that's playing out is so opposite of each other that you can't make sense of it. So, kind of be kind to yourself during this journey, but do be aware that once you go down this rabbit hole and you start discovering this incredible things that are happening in the world, and I will share some exciting stuff and things at some point as well. It's going to be amazing. So I want to wish all of you an incredible 2023. If you haven't done it as yet, do some research, tribe, on the universal energy. The 2023 is a 7. You just add the 3 digits together, 2 and the 2 and the 3. You're going to get you a 7. Do some research and understand what the universal year 7 and energies mean and what's going to play itself out. And then familiarize yourself with your own personal year. Mine is an 8, which I'm in at the moment. So familiarize yourself with that and the energies that's playing out in your life. and then also the universal life path number that you have. Those kind of interesting numbers and energies are really, really powerful, and I think that could also bring a bit of perspective to you as well. All right, and I'm wishing you an incredible 2023. I'm going to really make a huge effort to be online, really start posting a lot more often. I keep on like this. I've got a new energy and a new rejuvenation and an inspiration to really share some exciting stuff with you, especially around this journey and what that has meant to me, and hopefully inspire you to take ownership of your lives and really start dealing with some of the things and really becoming the best, most incredible version that you can be. I am sending you so much love and light. Please, I'm welcoming your thoughts. How was 2022 for you? What are some of your concerns? What are your excitements? What do you kind of want to share with me about 2023? Please share with me in the comments and everything as well. Please like and subscribe and share with people out there that you feel could benefit from this channel. And I'm sending you so much love and light, and I'll be chatting to you very soon.